Hey, welcome back to Dear Sybersue Talk Show. I'm Susan McCord, the host of the show. Today we have a question from Brian. Brian wants to know why he keeps giving his ex so many chances. So in other words, they break up. They've broken up like probably 3 or 4 times. They end up completely split up, and then she talks him back into going back together. So the problem is, Brian says that they both have different interests, and this is one of the biggest reasons they can't seem to compromise on things, and he feels he's the one that always compromises every time he goes back to the relationship. But he says he feels kind of like he's being wimpy, that he can't say no long enough because he misses her. He's 38 years old, she's 41. I think he's feeling a little bit like he's at that time in his life where make or break. But what's happening is, the operative word here is break, because they keep breaking up all the time. If your relationship is going through ups and downs, continual turmoil, every time you're together, like you have one good month and then the next 6 months is terrible, you have to start saying to yourself, there's an issue here. You're not meant to be together. Because if you are meant to be together, you're going to have a lot more good times than bad times. It takes 2 people to keep a relationship strong, to keep it going. If only one person in the relationship is making the effort to keep it strong, it's not a reciprocated relationship. So what ends up happening, Brian starts getting frustrated again, starts talking about moving on. He moves away, misses the couple of good things that there are in the relationship, and goes back. And he goes back because he's not giving enough time to really see how he deals with life without his woman in his life. And what happens sometimes is we become very dependent on people being around us, and we will take crap in our relationship so we don't have to be alone. And all of you know that one, because we've all been there. We don't want to necessarily be alone for the rest of our lives. So we'll put up with stuff, especially when we're getting towards our 40s, 50s and up, which is the case here with Brian. But Brian, I can honestly tell you that your life will be much more rewarding when you go to a place where you're happy. You're not having to compromise every 2 seconds for everything. Because if she's not compromising in the relationship, you're giving it all, you're trying to make a difference, and she's not putting in her part. So how's that going to work long term? You're just going to do back and forth like you're doing, breakup after breakup. And that's basically because you don't want to be alone. And I can tell you that. I know that because that's what's happening. You would never put up with somebody treating you like this if you felt okay about your life and what's going on in it. So you got to change that up a little bit. Whoa, B. You got to change that up so that you take enough time away that you get used to her not being in your life. So I wanted to talk about this today because it is so much easier, isn't it? Just going back to what we know. You know, oh, she's not that bad, he's not that bad, oh, I'll give it another chance. Before you know it, you've got 3 or 4 breakups under your belt, you're going back to the same old stuff. So if it isn't working, I know it's hard to move on, especially as you get older, but you know what, your life is going to get better. There's a reason you're not working, because you're not meant to be together. I'm not saying that you shouldn't give relationships a chance if you have problems or you have a fight or whatever, but don't keep going back and forth the same old things. Move on. It's time to find a better fit for you that works, because this isn't. Anyway, thanks everyone for listening to Dear Sybersue. Please keep subscribing to my channel, like my video, comment, and contact me anytime at dearsybersue@gmail.com. Thanks everyone. Bye.